Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, this is Mr. Controversy coming to you from the great state of Texas. So today I'll be giving my thoughts on the death of the three men, Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton McGeeney in Kansas. So before we get started, I know first I'd like to send my condolences to the family members of those three gentlemen. Um, they had kids. Some of them had kids. Like Clayton McGeeney, he was engaged. The bad thing about, all their deaths were tragic, but for him, his fiance is the one who found him. Willis, the person, the gentleman that was renting the house, he didn't find him because he didn't go outside for 2 days. So, you know, Clayton's fiance was trying to find him. I guess she knew that's why he was going. I'm thinking maybe she pinged his phone, through some type of app, the location app. Um, Went there, and she found him frozen to the ground in the backyard. And then she's the one who called the police. And then the police showed up, and then they found uh, Ricky and David in the backyard. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. I'm going to stop it every once in a while, just mainly because there are certain things that there's more information beyond what the news reporters is telling you.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. Continuing on with more of today's top stories and headlines. And one of these stories is a very confusing one, a one that has people questioning a lot of the details surrounding the investigation. And it has to do with the investigation and the deaths of three Chiefs fans who were found dead in their friend's backyard. For the very latest on this investigation, let's bring in Fox's CB Cotton, who joins us live right now. CB, thanks so much for being here. Walk us through what we know and what new details have now come to light.
Hi, Lexi. Well, calls, text, Facebook messages, they all went unanswered for 2 days, according to loved ones who say they tried to track down Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton McGeeney. These three friends had all been hanging out with Jordan Willis at his home on the night of January 7th. Willis's attorney says his client saw his friends leave through the front door before going to bed. But get this, Lexi, for the next 2 days, Willis never noticed anything was wrong. I spoke with Willis's attorney, who says these were his buddies, some close friends, and he says that if Willis, his client, had saw them outside, he would have, of course, ran to help. However, this attorney tells me his client slept in most of the day on Monday and didn't leave the house on Tuesday either because he works from home. So the victim's loved ones and a fifth friend, though, a fifth friend who had been inside that home that night, they've all said Willis and his attorney keep changing their story about what actually happened, and they're hoping to find more answers soon.
So she mentioned that the lawyer and Jordan Willis, that they kept changing their stories. So there's actually reports out that Willis said, "Hey, I walked those four gentlemen out. I walked them out to the front door, and then I went to bed. I slept most of the following day, and then I didn't leave the house. No, the day after that. For 2 days, I didn't leave my house. So basically, he wants you to believe that, hey, I never went and looked out my backyard, didn't look out no windows, never went out my front door, didn't go check no mail, because if those gentlemen drove, then that means he would have seen their vehicles, and then would have been wondering like, hey, why these guys cars are here." But like I said, I work from home. I look out my back door. I don't care whether it's rain, and even if it happened, it did snow here a couple days back. Yes, here in Texas, it has a tendency of snowing. But yeah, it snowed. I looked out my back window. I actually walked out my back patio. I go out the front door, check my mail. So I'm pretty much in the same situation how he is as far as house layout of, hey, I live here, I live by myself. This is what I do. I work from home, but I leave my house. He's saying he never left his house. The lawyer is saying, hey, he fell asleep on the couch and they were still there. But then Will's saying, no, I walked them out. The other gentleman that was there that left, he's saying, hey, we all left together. So two are semi telling the same story. The lawyer, he's off on his own little picnic doing what he no, because his story is like where he left. He's not saying the same thing. The person in which he's representative, which I found odd, that your lawyer is not telling the same story that you're telling. So that's where we're at so far.
With the autopsy and toxicology results, which are still pending. Now, get this, Lexi. Willis has since moved out of the home. Police have not made any arrest, and Kansas City police officers tell me they don't suspect foul play. This case is tragic, and it has a lot of people really scratching their heads right now.
Yeah, and hearing just those details there too, CB, it has me questioning a lot of the things with this, and I'm sure many viewers who are listening feel the same. So I want to ask you about that fifth friend that was there. Do we know anything more about that individual right now?
So our Kansas City affiliate has done some really great reporting on this story. They followed it very, very closely. The reporter there spoke with that fifth man over the phone, and they also spoke with that fifth man's attorney. He's now lawyered up, I should say. And the attorney also echoing similar sentiments from the loved ones of the victims, that the story being shared by Willis out in the public eye is not how he remembers it. This fifth friend said through his attorney that when he left the house that night, he recalled all four men, that would be Jordan Willis, Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton McGeeney. This fifth friend says he recalls all four of them being awake, up, watching Jeopardy. So that's the latest detail or clue that we have learned from the attorney of this fifth man.
In the autopsy results, when do you think we can expect to get that back to them?
So Jordan Willis's attorney tells me he's been told about a 2-week time frame period. We have reached out to the company which provides autopsy results, conducts the autopsies for Kansas City Police Department, and we're still waiting to hear back. But what we've heard from Jordan Willis's attorney is that he's expecting to get those results in about 2 weeks. And he also says he thinks it's going to shed some light on what may have happened.
Sure, and one last question for you, CB. The friend whose house this all happened at, he is moving out or has moved out, as you said there. Do we know why? I mean, the circumstances surrounding this are already strange enough.
Absolutely, they are. So that friend is Jordan Willis, and his attorney told me yesterday in an interview that his client moved out because of all the scrutiny surrounding the circumstances. He says his client, he did nothing wrong that night. Went on to say that these three men were some of his closest friends, and had he known they were in danger, he would have tried to help. But he said he's just been thrust into the public eye because of this case. It's been overwhelming, and so he decided to pack up and leave. And I think there's a lot more to watch with this story. It's, again, a lot of unanswered questions. People want to know more. And it's obviously very tragic for the loved ones involved. We did speak with the loved one of one of the victims, the father of Ricky Johnson, one of the victims, and the father tells me that his son leaves behind 3 children, and they're just devastated. So this is really heartbreaking.
So there you have it. I'd like to know what y'all thoughts are. Like I said, you can leave some things down in the comment, what your thoughts are. I'd like to get other people's perspective on the situation. But like I said, I just find it odd that, You supposedly have walked these four men out, um, but three of them ended up in your backyard. And the fourth gentleman, if this just is my scenario, how I play the scenario out. You supposedly have walked these guys out the front door. So those four gentlemen probably was getting probably still talking, probably got to their vehicles if they went to, just playing out as if they actually left. Got to the vehicles at the same time. So even the three of them decided to be like, "Hey, we're gonna go back inside," you know. But if you already let them out, you lock your door. Did they go through the side gate and you know on your back porch? But then why would they just hang out in the backyard? No water, no food. They just gonna hang out back there. But y'all was inside watching the game. And then the fourth gentleman couldn't have he didn't say, well, hey, we was leaving, but they said they was gonna go back inside. He just said we all left together. Willis said, hey, I walked them all four of them out through the front door and I locked the door. And then I went to bed and then I slept part of the next day. And for the next 2 days, I didn't go outside to do nothing. I ain't check no mail. I didn't look outside. I ain't peep through a window. I didn't look out my back window to see look at my back porch. I didn't even walk on my back porch. Then you got the lawyer saying, hey, no, my client, though they were there when he went sleep on the couch and they were still there. So my thing is, what's the damn story? Like I said, there's something wrong with the story. I don't care what anyone say. It is not lining up. I don't care how you play it out. There is no scenario you could come up and tell me three people freeze to death in your backyard. For 2 days, you don't leave your house. I won't hear the excuse I work from home because I work from home. Like I said, I work from home. I don't. I will go check even if I don't check my mail one day. I'll at least check the next day. But I do look out the window too. I will do look out my back window because my back window is where my kitchen is. So I will open up my blinds, and when I go in the kitchen, end up looking out the backyard, looking out the window in my backyard. So I say I'd like to know what you think about it. So just leave something down in the comments. We'll go back and read through, and we can talk about it. What your thoughts are. What you think may have happened. Had happened. But also like, share, and subscribe. I plan on doing other content. My next one is a big one for me. Is this Durham border down in Eagles Pass. So I got my own spin on it, but we'll get to that another time. So take care and enjoy your night or enjoy your day. It's nighttime here. It's almost midnight here in Texas.